welcome back to one of my videos. Today's video is to talk about books, which I've never done because I didn't really read, to be fair, and this is kind of why the title of the video is what it is, because I also didn't really enjoy reading. I wanted to enjoy reading, and I wanted to be one of those people like that carry a book, you know. It's more to know that I'm actually doing it than the fact that I'm enjoying doing it. But sometimes you just have to force yourself to enjoy something until you actually do. So this is what I'm trying to do. And I have read some books and I have my to read list, which I'll share with you, and hopefully some of you might have read something and you can tell me if you liked it or not, and also just give me recommendations because I have no clue. Look, I stopped reading probably around like the time like Diversion and Hunger Games movies came out, so like 2014 or something like that. So I haven't read for quite a while and I have no idea like what good books I should be reading. So I'll tell you the ones that I have read and what I think about them, because I think these books, at least if you have a similar taste to mine, like if you've watched series that I've recommended and you like them, then you might also enjoy the books because you might have a similar taste to mine. Yeah. So the book that I first read was Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, because a lot of people on TikTok, and I'm not even on book talk, which is like book TikTok, but somehow just like it started to show up on my For You page, and I don't even read. So I was like, okay, this gotta be good, because if everyone is recommending it, it has to be good. And honestly, it is one of my favorite ones from the whole list. The way that I would kind of like keyword it, I would say it is LGBT. It's a novel. I think it is considered like a romance, and it is as well like maybe not mystery, but there's like a mystery, like you trying to figure out why does she have 7 husbands and stuff like that. I'm not really good at categorizing books, but I think it's nice because it has LGBT characters and there's like drama to unravel, things to figure out. So it just kind of keeps you on your toes and makes you want to read more and more and more. And so obviously you just finish the book and now you're like, oh, damn. So I like the fact as well that there's great characters. At least I don't, in my opinion, I don't think it's that good when something is very black and white. I don't like good and bad characters. I like when people are actually real, in the sense that they are good but they also do bad things, or maybe they're bad but they also do good things. Nobody is 100% either good or bad. So I like the fact that the main character, which is Evelyn Hugo, by the way, I like the fact that she is a good person, but she also has done many wrong things, and she's been selfish many times before, put herself before others, knowing very well that she will hurt others with the decisions she makes, but she has learned. And I think like it's just nice because you're like, oh, this is a real person, like this could actually be a real story, but it ain't. And it talks about the golden age of Hollywood. So she is supposedly like an actress from that era, and she is wanting, on today's age, she's pretty much dying. She's really old now, obviously. So she wants to write a biography, and she calls a journalist called Monica to write her biography. But Monica doesn't really know why is she calling her, because she never done biographies for anyone, let alone a big celebrity like Evelyn Hugo, because she is kind of like, I don't know, like it wouldn't even exist. There's no one like her, like in our reality. So she's like George Clooney, but even bigger. So she's like really big, and she's old. She's about 80 or something in the book. So she's wanting to write a biography and talk about all her 7 husbands and all the secrets inside Hollywood. all the things that people didn't know at the time because she didn't share. And yeah, I think that's pretty much about it. I don't want to give too much spoilers, just so that you also want to read the book. It's actually really, really nice. And there is going to be series or a movie, I'm not sure anymore, so you might just want to read it before it becomes like really hyped, and that way like you will read before the actual thing comes out, so stay on that. The next one is Daisy Jones and the Six, which is by the same author as The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, so if you like that one, you will for sure like the second. The Daisy Jones and the Six is about a band, and the book is written as if they interviewed each person involved with the band and Daisy Jones, and just compiled it into a book, and it's telling you about like how they started as a band and how they finished their career. So it pretty much just covers up the whole career. It is fictional, but it just feels like it could actually happen. Like, that's the thing about this author, which I really, really like, is that it just makes you think like this could very much have happened. Like, you could start to believe like these people were actually artists and they were actually actors and stuff. It's really well written. So I think that's what I really like about this author that I didn't even know about until I started reading this book. So maybe you'll like it too. I also like the fact that they're all pretty much great characters. They all do very questionable things, and they're very, very selfish at times. And it's just nice to see that everyone isn't perfect, and hopefully everyone is trying to better themselves and trying to be someone else like a little bit better each day. I don't know, but there's also like there's also a little bit of sadness, just the same as Evelyn Hugo, but it's not one of those books that is gonna make you bawl. Like, I don't think it's that sad, but it's a bit sad, and you get a little bit attached to the characters, but in a way you kind of know what's happening, because everything in The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo is kind of the same thing, where they're talking about the past, so you pretty much, by the way they speak, you can kind of tell where things are leading up to, you know? Like The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, like if she had 7 husbands, then you know that either the first 6 died or divorced, you know? In a way, like, you can kind of know what's happening, which I like because I don't mind spoilers, and I like to know what's happening before it actually happens. But in a way, you're like, but why did it happen? Like, I want to find out, you know? So that's the thing I like about these two. The next one is one of them that I think everyone just pretty much already knows. It's Looking for Alaska. But I wanted to read this one because I've watched the series, which I've talked about, the mini-series in the channel, and it's just so nice. It's one of them series, like, it's probably my favorite mini-series because it is just so cozy, and the songs are kind of like Life is Strange, which is a game. So if you like Life is Strange, I'm sure you'll like Looking for Alaska, the mini-series. The songs are just impeccable. I love indie music, so that's why. But I don't know, it's just like, it makes you feel like you would like to be in that school, because Looking for Alaska is set in a boarding school, but it's in the middle of the woods, and it's supposedly like a really, really good school, but it feels like they don't really do much anyways, and they do lots of pranks, and pretty much the book you already know. Maybe if you start watching the series you won't know, but if you start reading the book, you notice each chapter says X amount of days before, which means something is leading up to something. Something is going to happen, which is a really big deal, because why is it X amount of days before? So you know that in the same way of the the previous books that I talk, you know something's gonna happen and you want to find out what. And I don't know if I should say. If you want to find out, you have to read the book. I suppose it's just like, it's AI, so it's young adult fiction. It's not like, wow, mind changing. It didn't change my whole perspective in life, that's for sure. But some books, that's the thing about like when you don't like reading, you think you can only read like, I don't know, the Bible kind of thickness books, you know? That's just not gonna lead you anywhere. You have to start with slow, easy to digest books so that you begin to actually enjoy reading, and then maybe you can start building up to bigger books with more complex writing styles and stuff. So the biggest advice that I can give to people that don't enjoy reading is just start reading young adult. Hunger Games, I've read those before, so that's why I'm not talking about them, but everyone knows Hunger Games, alright? Everything that happens in the movies pretty much happens in the books. It's pretty much just, well, obviously there's some big differences as well, but I'm not going to get into detail, and I pretty much don't remember anything at this point. But if you like the movies, I'm sure you like the books because they just go into much more detail into everything that's happened. But knowing how the movies go makes you have like a movie playing in your head as you read. So you already know how things supposed to look, which makes it even more enjoyable. So I'll say like maybe see if your favorite movie, your favorite series, see if they have a book that inspired the actual thing, and that way you already know you're gonna like the story, you know? And make it like easy ones, easy to read, you know? You don't want to start big because you're not gonna finish that and you're just gonna give up and you're never gonna read again. So just start slow. And the next one that I'm reading and still haven't finished is called The Child in You, which is one of these books that are a bit harder to digest. They're not hard to digest, but they're not fiction. They're self-help books. So in that way, it's not making it very enjoyable, but I'm kind of doing it to make myself feel better so that I have more willingness to live, motivation, and so that's why I'm reading. It's not so much for enjoyment purposes, but The Child in You is a book of self-help with anxiety and depression mostly. It's about how every problem that you have is most likely because of trauma from your childhood. And people, when they hear trauma, they think, oh, it's either like you've been beaten up or maybe you've been assaulted or something like that. But trauma can be the little things that happen every day, the little things that happen not so every day. But everything, even though if you don't remember, it builds up your character. And maybe you are really anxious and maybe you are really you're easily irritated with the small things because they trigger some unconscious idea that maybe people didn't really like to have you there. Like sometimes the way that parents talk to us, they make you feel like you're a burden, like you are a waste of money, or you make, like, you know, those type of things. Like maybe in the sense of the things that they said, maybe if they didn't mean it, even if they didn't mean it, they might have made you feel like you were too much and you were a lot of work and you were a burden. So all these things, they stay in your unconscious and they make you feel some type of way your whole life. So that's why you read this book and it's just gonna make you do some exercising with yourself and find out all of these unconscious ideas that you have that were created during your childhood from just your parents or sometimes even friends or teachers, and you find out like why do you feel this way, and it's just to heal your inner child and make you feel like you are allowed to to be yourself, and you're not a burden, and that you're loved. It's just to heal that, your child. Well, it gets that in the book. There's like a sun child and a shadow child that the psychologist talks. The shadow child is your part of yourself, which is, I was going to say damage, but it's not damage, okay? That's a really bad word. Don't use damage. Nobody's damaged. It says that in the book. So it's just like your part of your personality that is all these bad things that happen to you, all the critics and all of the bad things that have been told to you, that you believe in them. So it holds up all of those things. And the sun child is all of the nice things that you've brought from your childhood. Maybe some people have more of a shadow child than a sun child, depending on how bad your childhood was. But I really like the book, and it's really helping me to figure it out. Because look, the thing is, like, you need to learn is that there's no way you can go back to the past, and your parents are not gonna be able to fix whatever happened in the past. Those things that have been told, those things that have been done, those things will never be undone. So you just learn in the book how to like live with them and be okay with whatever happened during your childhood, and that you're now free, and you cannot let your shadow child rule your adult self, because most people, that's what they do. That's why people are so easily irritated, and why they want their things their way, because they feel like in the past when they were little they never have things their way. And well, there's a lot of things that goes into detail in the book. So I just really love psychology, so that's why I have started to go into one of like self-help books, and I'm gonna, after I finish this one, I'll just get another one. And now the books that I want to read. I want to read The Book Thief. I have it here. I started reading Sharp Objects. I only got until about page 100, and then I had to return the book. I couldn't renew it because someone else already had reserved it. I hate you. I'm really slow reader, so I will have to wait for that person to read and then reserve it again. I enjoy it. Sharp Objects just talks about a journalist. There's so many journalists in these books, now. Because Seven Husbands of Evelyn and Hugo is a journalist, and Daisy Jones in 6 is a journalist. I mean, it's the same author, but like, why do authors love writing about journalists? I don't know. So it's a journalist that goes back into her own town because there has been 2 little girls that have been murdered, and it feels like there's a serial killer because they were killed in the same way, had their teeth pulled out, and it's just a mystery, I guess, thriller. I'm not sure, because I just picked up the book because it just said on book TikTok that it was nice. And there's a movie or some series with Nicole Kidman. I think it's Nicole Kidman, which is about the book. It's the book inspired. So if you want to watch that and then read the book, you can do that. You can do the opposite. I know the people that really love to read books, they do the opposite. But if you need the encouragement before you start reading, then maybe just watch it first. And The Book Thief, which is also has a movie which I've watched and I don't remember anymore. But I know I liked it. It's about World War II because Nazis were burning books because they didn't want people to have knowledge, and she just steals books because she wants to read and she wants to learn and she wants, I don't really remember what it is about, but it's a really good book and it's a really good movie, so I just want to read it. It's a bit chunky though. It's probably like gonna take me a while, but I'm gonna try it. So the next ones that I want to read is called Unwind by Neil Schusterman. It just says that it was dystopian science fiction. So I was just like, yeah, sure. It just recommended me because I have this I don't have Goodreads because I don't like Jeffrey Bezos. So I have an account on this app and website called the Storygraph. And that's where I keep all the books that I want to read, and it just recommends you books, just kind of like Goodreads, but it's not owned by Jeffrey Bezos, so that's the upside, if you know what I mean. So it recommended me this book, and I'm just gonna read it. All the other books is because of TikTok. I went to find like some TikToks, and I found that a lot of people were recommending these books, so that's why I added all of them. The next one is Every Last Secret by H.R. Tolkien. It's a fiction thriller, and it's dark and fast-paced. Every Last Secret must be about a secret. I do not want to read the synopsis. I don't know how you say it, but I don't want to read what it is about because I just want to be surprised. If people say it's good, I'm gonna give it a shot. The next one is called It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. It's very popular in BookTok. It's just about death, I suppose. It ends with us. That's what I think it's about. Maybe a couple dying, I'm assuming, because it's in plural. Then I want to read The Anthropocene, reviewed by John Green. I really don't know what it's about, but it says that it's emotional, informative, reflective, and it's an essay memoir. So we'll find out what it is about. Next one is We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. A lot of people said it's on the same kind of vibe as I forgot the name. The Netflix show OBX, where they try to find a treasure. I forgot. You know, it's on the screen. Thank you. So it's about a secret, and they have to find something. You know, it's just on the same page. A lot of people also said it was kind of shit. So I guess we'll find out. Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste NG. I've watched the miniseries Little Fires Everywhere. Is really good. The miniseries is just really, really good. So if you wanna, like I said, if you want some encouragement to read the book and maybe watch the series first, it's really, really nice. Just pretty much talks about like real people, you know, and being a teenager and being a mom, like challenges in life. It's just nice. Look, it's just nice. It's like kind of in the same vibe as Big Little Lies. Even the actress, there's the same actress in both of them. So it's pretty much on that same vibe. So if you like Big Little Lies, then you like Little Fires Everywhere. And if you like Little Fires Everywhere, just read the book. That's it. Okay, next one is Where the Crawdads Sing. It's emotional, mysterious, reflective. It's fiction, historical, and a mystery. So I don't know what it's about, but it sure must be good. The next one is Punk 57, which, if I'm not mistaken, is the same writer as the Evelyn Hugo in Daisy Jones books. And a lot of people say it's really, really good, and a lot of people say it was their favorite book ever. So I want to read it, but it's not in my library, so I requested them for them to buy it. They probably won't, so it's just gonna stay here for a little bit. The next one is A Little Life by Anya Yanagata, which people just say it's gonna make you cry. And it's fiction, contemporary, and LGBTQI+. So just probably gonna bawl my eyes out. The other one is Fahrenheit 451. It's pretty classic, but I just thought I was gonna like it because I just kind of like the premises of dystopia and burning books again. Just love books about burning books. Then 1,000 Splendid Suns. The Song of Achilles. A lot of people say you're gonna cry. Bring it on. The Kite Runner. And that's it. So these are all the books that I want to read. Please let me know if you've read all of these books or if you've read some of them. just let me know what's your opinion on them and tell me if I should read them, because I'll take your opinion into consideration, because I don't know what to read next. So if you tell me, oh, that one is really, really good, so I'm just gonna read that one because I'll just trust you, because I have no idea what they're all about. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.